Hello my crafty friends. Today I'm back with my second video sharing alternates with the January 2021 paper pumpkin kit. I really enjoy using paper pumpkin kits. I love the quality of the product, and the stamp sets you can just continue using after you've finished up all the consumables in the kit. This cute little paper pumpkin sign was in an older paper pumpkin kit that I had found an online listing for, and I was excited that they had included that in the package, so I decided I will use that for my paper pumpkin shares. So as I said, I have 4 cards to share and they're all interactive. So the first card here is a Valentine card. Now, I have talked before about how much I like the paper pumpkin envelopes, and I have to tell you, I did place an order for, I think they call them the medium basic white envelopes. So I did order a package and they are a beautiful quality. They're white, but they have the same quality and a nice shaped flap like this. So I will be saving those envelopes to use on special cards. So this one, the red envelopes come in the paper pumpkin. I stamped the flowers on here that is part of the January paper pumpkin stamp set. Now the Not-a-Bill and handmade card inside, that is from the Happy Mail stamp set by Gina K. I've written down Gina K stamps, but I believe it's Gina K Designs. So I've had this one for a couple of years. I like adding stamps from this set onto my envelopes. So there's the envelope for this card. As per the instructions, I stamped the red heart inside the gold foil panel, which came in the kit. I added some of the peach enamel shapes that came in the kit. Here is a diagonal cut that came from the slimline card that I showed in my first video. And then just a touch of Stampin' Up's black sparkle ribbon. This is an older punch. Well, actually both of these punches are older punches from Stampin' Up. I know this one is called Word Window, and the bigger one, I can't remember what the name is. They're quite old. I've had them for a very long time. I added just a strip of the red here. Now both of these pieces came from the back side of the very first alternate card that I made that I showed in the first video. It came with these peach striped card bases and this red print card base, and they're printed on both front and back. So for the first card, I cut using a scalloped rectangle. I cut the front away from the back, and then I used the back pieces, just little add-ons here and there. I didn't actually use dimensionals. I used thin foam tape, which is fast becoming a favorite in my craft room, and then did a little highlighting with a gold gel pen. Inside, I did another one of my pop-ups. I added one of the peach doilies that were a gift from my Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Absolutely adore the snail that came with the stamp set for the January paper pumpkin kit. And then the label where I can write a message is one of the Tasteful label dies. This pattern paper I've had for a couple of years. It was also a gift from a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator a few years ago, but I like that that brings the peach color in. And my little snail, if you can see, has got shiny black eyes from a black glaze pen and Wink of Stella on his shell. I also brought in some of the clear enamel hearts, or clear resin hearts, I guess, that were on the Stampin' Up! Clearance rack, and I really, I keep them on my stamping table, and I love hearts anyhow, so I'm having fun adding those. I die cut this using a Hero Arts die. I did pull that one out from my stash, and again with the pop-up, I'm sorry I don't have a tutorial yet, as I explained in the last video, but I will have a tutorial hopefully in February on how you can do this pop-up, and I will link below a video on how to do a similar pop-up. It is in this orientation with something attached to it here, but you can see if you just rotate it, you attach it the same way and then rotate it, you have a different style of pop-up. So another Valentine for my stash. And then these two are pretty much identical. I loved the mailbox image, and it made me realize I don't have any mailbox images. I send out a lot of Happy Mail, so I'm gonna keep my eyes open for a fun mailbox, probably a die, but I've got my eyes open now because I really enjoyed using these mailboxes. So this one is to go for Happy Mail. I stamped the flowers. I die cut the mailbox panel. I mean, it comes as a rectangle, but I cut it down a little bit using this dotted rectangle die. It is from Elizabeth Craft Designs, and then added it to a small scalloped rectangle. There's that window punch again, and the hello is from an older Stampendous stamp set. Added just a strip of gold to tie in with all of the gold and some puffy stickers from my stash that also have gold on them. This time the snail is colored in reds rather than the peaches, and I still added the Wink of Stella and the black glaze pen. Inside, from the same stamp set by Gina K, is Smiles Across the Miles, and I also stamped the envelope from that stamp set in red and gray inks, and just they were very easy to fussy cut out. So it's the exact same pop-up as I used on this card. I just added a rectangle rather than the hearts to it. And this is also from the Tasteful Label dies. Another one of the Elizabeth Craft Designs rectangle dies here, and just a fun card that I can send out for Happy Mail, and I don't need to send it before Valentine's Day, even though it's very red. It's just going to be fun to send out. So I have Happy Mail, the flowers, and the snail, and handmade card inside on the envelope. I'll show you quickly that this one is the same. It has the same stamping on the envelope and the same here, because they won't be going to the same person when I send Happy Mail. In fact, they probably won't even be going to the same country. I'll leave that down. And now this one, oh, I had fun with this one. One, I love making slimline cards, so you know I had to make a slimline card. And I like this envelope, but I ordered 10 of them. I can't even remember where I ordered them from. Just as kind of a test to see if I liked them, and I got them and I was so excited about them. Well, there's nowhere to write an address for mailing. So if you have to put an address label here, like on the inside so it shows through, then it still kind of ruins the whole point of the window and being able to see through it. Like I said, I only have the 10 of them, but this one is for my husband. This is his Valentine, and I'm just going to tell him to open the envelope very carefully so I can reuse it. So slimline card, I added 2 of the peach doilies. I cut down the very last of the gold foil hearts and stamped inside with the heart image from the paper pumpkin kit using kind of a coral ink. I added more of the peach enamel hearts that came in the kit, and the love and the U also came in the kit. Well, the love and the rectangle came in the kit. The U is from one of the stamps in the set. This is actually the ribbon that came in the paper pumpkin kit. And I stamped the left doily with the flowers. The right doily got one of the peach hearts, and there is a bit of shimmer. Inside is the pop-up. So I used the exact same pop-up that I used on these cards in my first video, the slimline card. I used this peach stripe on the front as I did with this one. And this is the leftover piece here, and then another one of the leftover pieces. So the pop-up, this one has one of the peach doilies that I stamped with the hearts. I was really happy with how that looked. This peach label came in the kit. Hi Valentine was stamped and punched out with the word window. Some of the flowers were stamped here, one of the Tasteful Label dies, and then 2 more of these doilies, but this is actually the red doily. And the back side is white. I love the shadow effect the color gives on a white background. And of course, it's not really reading as red, that shadow. It's reading more as peach. When I finished this card, I was really happy with it. So room to write my husband a sweet little note, and that will be for his Valentine. Oh, and I didn't mention that these were the black scalloped edges that also came in the kit. This is a heavier card with all of the layers and the ribbon and the foam tape that I used, but if I'm hand delivering it, weight doesn't really matter. So these are my 4 alternates, another slimline and 3 pop-ups. If you enjoyed my video today, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more. And that's it for me today.